Next up is the PS2. And I'm just going to move that up to S real quick, and then we'll discuss and come.
It's the most important one.
Is the
for my
one
tastes.
of the best consoles of all time. Even if we don't include the fact that it has a PS1 built into the fucker, so that you can go and then play the entire library of the PS1 while you're waiting for the next great PS2 game.
Has a DVD
has
player,
a DVD
CD
player.
Like at the time, it was just a cheap DVD player.
People
you
didn't
could
have
buy.
DVD players; they had PS2s. That's what they
Exactly.
had. People just bought them because it was the cheapest available DVD player on the market. So people just bought it and got a console at the same time. So many great games. Everyone was firing on all cylinders.
For my own tastes in games, like the PS2 is the most important. Like Devil May Cry, 2 of the Metal Gear Solids, Silent Hill 2, Final Fantasy X. They had the Mortal Kombat games that I liked.
And think of like what it did for Sony. God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter. So much good stuff on there. It's like,
I don't care about Grand Theft Auto, but the general public certainly did.
Yeah.
Very important. It had Resident Evil 4. You just had to wait like 6 months.
Eventually, yeah.
It just kind of became the de facto home of things. Again, it was the third-party hub, you know? It's exclusives that got thrown away. For example, we'll talk about the Xbox, but it was like it had some great idea, like Psychonauts, but then they decided to stop funding Psychonauts, so it came to PS2. So it's like, they had some good stuff, but it's like, PS2 just had everything, man. There was plenty of filler, there was plenty of garbage, but that's just because so many people owned it, and it's like, you can guarantee, you can look at my childhood library of the PS2 and your library, there'll be similarities, but there'll be games that you haven't fucking heard of that's on my list, and same for you, because there was so much on the PS2. Crash and Spyro died on those consoles. That's epic. Think about that for a second.
But at least it gave us Twinsanity and Tag Team Racing.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, it's like PS2 to me is like where kind of quote unquote modern gaming. I know it's a really old console now, but like the kind of ethos that we're in now is very much started in the PS2, where you look at franchises that are still very much alive and kicking that were on PS2, and you know you got the start of, unfortunately, Call of Duty started on the PS2. FIFA that's where FIFA became huge. Was started on PS2 really. Like obviously, there's just so much good stuff, and it's a DVD player, and it plays all of PS1, and it's just like, and the controller was very good. It's like there's no way that it isn't S tier. There's no way that it isn't.
Undoubtedly,
for real.
Fucking godly console. You gotta love it.